Good afternoon and welcome to the round of 16 clash. It's France against Poland here on the commentary hub. Russ Vernon is with you for this one, and he's got his good friend Paul James alongside him for this one. We're looking forward to this one. It should be a good game. But what I'll do right now, as I see the players in the tunnel header kick off, I can see Robert Lewandowski there. I can see Olivier Giroud there. Olivier Giroud just needs one goal to become France's all-time record goal scorer. He's currently tied with Thierry Henry. So he'll be looking to get that today. Robert Lewandowski will be looking to add to his goals today. That he has scored for Poland. The stadium is sprung into darkness with some flashing lights going off ahead of kickoff. France and Poland will go head to head. The winners of this one will play the winners of this evening's clash between England and Senegal. Should be a very good game, this one, and so too should the one this evening as well. I'm delighted to say that this evening, returning after a family emergency yesterday, we have got JB back in the commentary box for the game this evening between England and Senegal. He'll be alongside Luke Turton for that one, with Nicholas Jones providing the hosting role today. Kylian Mbappe there. He's in the France all-time leading goal scorers list, but he's a long way off from getting up to Olivier Giroud's goal tally at the moment. High fives with some of the mascots from Kylian Mbappe, which is good to see, as the players are just lining up in the tunnel. Let's run you through the match officials first of all. And the referee today is Jesus Valenzuela from Venezuela. He is assisted by George Rego from Venezuela as well. Tulo Moreno from Venezuela as well on the match assistance on the field of play. The fourth official is Kevin Ortega from Peru. In the video assistant referee's role is Juan Soto from Venezuela. Mario Villagante from Argentina is the video assistant video referee, VAR referee. The offside VAR is Nuzera Bap from Brazil, and the support video referee, assistant referee should I say, is Julio Bascoan from Chile. The officials are just leading the teams out onto the field of play as we get ready for action. It's France against Poland, and it should be a very good game that's going to be in front of us today. Like yesterday's, which we didn't need to in any of the matches, if it is a draw after the 90 minutes, we will go to an extra 30 minutes of action. If it's still a draw after that, we'll go to penalties. So extra time of penalties could be on offer today for this match this afternoon. Good afternoon to Luke, who is tuned in. He says, good afternoon, Russ and Paul. Good afternoon to you, my friend. Hopefully you're doing okay, Luke. And Luke will be with us later this evening as we bring you the coverage of England against Senegal. He'll be alongside JB for that one this evening. Let me run you through the starting lineups now as we get ready for the national anthems to be played below us, which will be starting with France. But let's run you through the teams, and we'll start with France since their national anthem is going through. And they have got Hugo Lloris between the sticks. Then they've got a back four of Jules Koundé, Raphael Varane, Upamecano, and Theo Hernandez. He's replaced his brother in the starting lineup, Lucas, who missed out through injury. In the midfield is Tchouaméni from Real Madrid alongside Adrien Rabiot. And then the three behind the striker is Ousmane Dembele on the right, Kylian Mbappe on the left, and through the middle, Antoine Griezmann, which leaves the main striking role to the man who's chasing to become the all-time French top goal scorer, Olivier Giroud. Let me now tell you the team for Poland is Wojciech Szczesny between the sticks. Is Maciej Kasz, Kamil Glik, Jakub Kiwor, and Bartosz Berezynski, who makes his 50th appearance today. Gregor Krygowiak sits in front of the back four. Is then in midfield is Jakub Kaminski, Piotr Zielinski, Sebastian Zaminski, and Przemysław Frankowski. And leading the line their captain and talisman, Robert Lewandowski. So that is the starting lineups. Missing for France today in their entire squad is number 19, Karim Benzema, who got injured prior to the World Cup. No replacement was called up for him. And as I mentioned, Lucas Hernandez. Benzema has got a muscular injury. Lucas Hernandez has got a knee injury. This one should be a good one. And we're looking forward to bringing you this game this afternoon. Let me fetch in for the very first time this afternoon. Co-commentator Paul James was alongside me. Very good afternoon to you, Paul. Looking forward to this one. This one should be a good game. What's your thoughts of the kickoff? Now you've heard the two lineups.
Well, good morning, good afternoon rather, Ross. Good afternoon, everybody. This is an interesting one. France have got their strongest lineup, in my opinion, obviously without Karim Benzema, the only exception. But we've seen Antoine Griezmann, Kylian Mbappe run riot in this tournament so far. Ousmane Dembele also. I also did the coverage of Denmark versus France. Adrien Rabois in the midfield is also a threat. France, I would say, are definitely favourites for this, but Poland have done very well. I'm actually quite impressed with the way that they've allowed Robert Lewandowski to be on his own up front. I think he plays better that way. Certainly when he was at Bayern, he played up front in a number 9 role on his own. I think he's better and more effective in that position. He's got 1 goal in the tournament so far. And he's going to be Poland's biggest threat today. Personally, though, I think definitely if you was a betting man, I would probably say I think France would be the favourites.
Yes, and I would say France would be the favourites as well. There's France's captain and Tottenham's captain Hugo Lloris just shaking hands with Jesus Vilena and his opposite number Robert Lewandowski, as he's won the kick-off. So it'll be France will kick it off. Lewandowski making sure they're kicking the same way that they want to do, which is staying in the position where they come out of at the start of this game. Just see the officials on the screen there now. Just looking through this side for Poland, who has got Berzinski, I mentioned, his 50th cap today. Malikash winner from the Premier League in this side. Krygowiak has done well in recent tournaments as well, and we know the man from the captain and talisman of Lewandowski. As I mentioned there, Paul, we know Maciej Kasz in the Poland side as well. We know what he can do, having played in the Premier League for Aston Villa. How big a threat do you think he could prove to the French side from that right back role for Poland today?
Well, he likes to get forward, doesn't he? I think he's capable of creating problems. My only issue is it looks like they're not using him as a wing back. He's just being used as a right back, but he definitely likes to get forward. But I have found in times watching him that he sometimes gets caught out at the back. And France coming forward with Mbappe on the other side, he could get caught out quite easily with the pace of Mbappe going forward, and because that entire French front line is extremely quick. So he has to be very careful not to venture too far forward.
Yes, and we're almost set to go then. This is the third of the round of 16 matches after 2 was played yesterday. The winners of this one, as I said, will take on the winners of England v Senegal later which will be on Saturday evening at 7 p.m. UK time. That will be the 10th of December. So 6 days' time, Olivier Giroud will be the player who will get us off and underway as France will look to attack from left to right in this first half. And he's all the way back now to Hugo Lloris. So kicks forward and he's both backwards. And now here comes France to win possession. It's a lovely header by Griezmann, who just gets onto his. No, it was Rabiot who won the header, and Griezmann got onto it. And there's a free kick early on inside the opening 25 seconds there for France, Paul James.
Yeah, early opportunity. Just a body check there. Didn't look like there was much in it, but body checking is not legal in football, so it's a free kick and it is from rather a dangerous position. Expect Griezmann to swing this one in.
Yes, Antoine Griezmann standing over this then. He'll be looking to try and pick out Olivier Giroud. Giroud will be looking to get the all-time leading French goal scoring today, as Antoine Griezmann will be standing over this free kick to be whipped in from the right-hand side. The referee just making sure everyone knows their roles inside the penalty area. As this free kick is delivered in from Antoine Griezmann towards the back post, but no one could get on it. Up in the corner, tried to go on the end of that for coming up from the back, but no one could get in. That was a poor free kick in. As there we see Didier Deschamps, who's done a very good job for France in charge and is looking to help them get through to defend their crown. They won it last 4 years ago, and they'll be looking to win it again today. Well, this year will France, should I say? The final on 18th of December. And he's due to head forward. He's cleared away by Poland downfield, and he runs out of play for an early throw then to France, which will be taken by Theo Hernandez. There's Gianni Infantino, the president of FIFA, not being led by many people for a number of reasons, as it is Jules Koundé down into the path of Usman Dembele. Dembele cuts in field. Still going Dembele, away from one. Zeminski come across together, attacking, but he finds Benzema. Down the line it goes for Adrian Rabiot. Rabiot now will look to pull the ball in. It's cleared away the near post, comes back out to Theo Hernandez, into Tchouameni. Tchouameni now into the feet of Jules Koundé, who gets away from one, and he's been held. We've still got possession and feeds out wide to Dembele. Good play that from Jules Koundé. Dembele tries to whip the ball in and is deflected behind for an early corner. And it was a good play that from Koundé, who's been grabbed by the neck of Frankowski just to get the ball away and get out wide to win inside the corner there.
Yeah, it was a good intercept, a good piece of work there. The block on the cross as well by Berezinski. He's stopping the cross from coming in as well. It's an early corner, but that's a good piece of defending by Poland.
Yes, and the corner was just headed over the bar there by Raphael Varane of Manchester United, who go well there in that penalty side. That penalty as that corner came in from Antoine Griezmann, but it was not troubling. Was that Chesney in the Polish goal, as Poland will just look to put him off there. I think he probably just mistimed his head a little bit there. Did Raphael Varane, as Chesney will now clear ball downfield on this towards this left hand side over the head of Frankowski and goes out of play for a throw to France. Lewandowski was in close support of Frankowski if he'd have won the flick on there. Jules Koundé will throw downfield looking into Olivier Giroud, into Antoine Griezmann, who just gets robbed of possession. Gregoriak now gets the ball back to Glick and now into his centre back partner there. Key one, who clears it forward down the left side looking for Frankowski, who plays the back heel looking for Lewandowski. But Varane just helps clear the ball away. And almost under pressure there was from Meccano, and now Theo Hernandez just helps it onto Karim Benzema, who just holds up the play well. And then Theo Hernandez gets the ball back from Rabiot, and he just keeps the ball in play and wins instead of throwing into Mbappe, and he gives the ball away. I'm wondering if So far in this tournament, I don't think France have missed Karim Benzema, but you never know if they do not win. They could point to that fact as the cross came in looking for Trankowski on the back post, and Hugo Reis claims well there. 5 minutes gone, remains 0-0.
Yeah, no, I don't think they have missed Benzema at all. I think they've got sufficient firepower. They've got deep depth in this French squad that makes them very, very dangerous. Also, coupled with the fact they've only got one player on a yellow card, which is Jules Koundé. Poland have 5 yellow cards on their squad right now, but France have a very deep squad. They've got quality in that position where Benzema plays. So I don't think that they can point to that as an excuse, quite frankly.
Yes, as here comes France again now. Over on that far side, as Rabiot gets the ball back towards towards Mbappe there as France look to attack down that far side. Tchouaméni now plays it into Griezmann. Now back to Upamecano. Now Hernandez into Tchouaméni. Tchouaméni will spread the ball out wide to this right side looking for Dembele. It's cleared away by Poland through Berezinski, who gets the ball back after winning the ball back off Jules Koundé there and finds Kiwa, who gets it back to the goalkeeper Chesney under pressure from Giroud, but he does well to clear up towards halfway. Theo Hernandez wins the header, with a free kick to Poland for elbow in the back of Kaminski by Theo Hernandez. And that's a definite free kick there for me. 6.5 minutes gone here. France no Poland nil. As France will have to do a bit of defending as Poland will come away with the ball. It's into the centre back partners there as Kiwan Glick plays it 1-2 and Kiwa tries to play it forward looking for Berezinski, who can't keep the ball in play. Berezinski, 50th appearance for Poland today. How do you think he's done in this tournament so far, Bartosz Berezinski, Paul, for you?
Well, he's obviously appeared in all of Poland's games so far. They haven't in 2018. Poland really struggled defensively. This World Cup, they've done a little bit better. Obviously, they were under pressure against Argentina, but when you play in Argentina and Messi, that's to be expected. But I think he's performed very, very well as a whole. And I think Poland as a whole have performed much better in this World Cup than they did in the last.
Yes, and we'll see how this one will fare for Poland today, see if we can get through and knock out the reigning champions today, which would prove to be another shock of this World Cup. We've already seen a few shocks already, including Japan beating Germany and Spain, and then losing to Costa Rica. That was a big shock in itself. We expect them to lose to both of Spain and Germany and beat Costa Rica, but in fact for Japan it was the other way around. As is Griezmann into the path of Tchouaméni. Out wide now to Theo Hernandez. Down the line it goes well to Benzema. Now Griezmann on the edge of the penalty. Griezmann trying to play the ball through looking for Mbappe. And Mbappe can't get there. Kylian Mbappe looking to get forward from that left hand side. And now here is Zielinski. Good bit of play this from Poland with Catch now clearing the ball downfield, looking for the run of Lewandowski. He's headed away by Theo Hernandez. And he breaks now for Tchouaméni. Tchouaméni now does well to Griezmann. Good bit of play to Rabiot. Now Mbappe. Mbappe can run and Matty Catch here. You can isolate him and get past him. It's a good bit of play there from Mbappe. And he's just headed behind his own goal there by Kiwa at the back post. And that's good defending from Jakub Kiwa there to stop the ball just going into the net. No, in fact, it was Berezinski who had it behind. Good play there from Berezinski, Paul.
Yeah, he probably didn't get a shout that there was nobody behind him, and of course he can't take a chance in that situation. So I think he definitely made the right choice of just making sure that the threat was dealt with.
Yes, corner kick then to France, which will be taken by Antoine Griezmann. Griezmann will deliver this ball in towards the penalty area. It's punch clear. And it breaks now for Theo Hernandez. Left hand side of the penalty area. Ball back in towards the penalty area. Comes towards Werner the back post. Breaks for Griezmann just outside the penalty area on the right hand side. Goes back in, is cleared away. And now Poland can break if they can get this ball right, which they can't. And Joe Koundé just tidies it well back to Hugo. The risk was Dembele actually. Now Koundé just is back there to collect. And Dembele did well there to get back to Luis. Now Koundé will get to Griezmann, who spreads the ball out wide to the left-hand side, and Theo Hernandez into Adrian Rabiot down the line to Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe running one way, delivers a grow ball in to Dembele at the back post. Dembele shot is blocked by Berzinski, and another bit of defending from Bartosz Berzinski to stop Ousmane Dembele there, and that's another bit of play caused by Mbappe at the back post there, Paul James.
Oh, Kylian Mbappe is so quick down that side. He breaks out so fast, and so does his other offensive partners as well, Griezmann and Dembele. They break out so quickly, and that's another good piece of defending by Bereszynski.
Yes, good bit of play then as the corner kick was taken quickly into the path, excuse me, of Dembele, and then back to Griezmann, who saw cross was blocked. It comes across now to Mbappe again. Lovely ball from Griezmann this time. Ball back in towards the penalty. Giroud goes down in there looking across the linesman for a potential penalty. Nothing given. The other teammates were appealing there, and I don't think that was a penalty either. 11 minutes gone here on the commentary. But remains France 0, Poland 0. If you just tuned into us here on the commentary, Russ Vernon alongside Paul James as we see this game unfold. Luke Turton, as you probably heard me mention, said good afternoon to me and you, Paul, earlier. He said he's supporting Poland today, Paul. So that's who Luke wants to win. Do you have a preference who you want to win in this game today, Paul?
Not really. Not really. I can see why Luke might want Poland to win, though, because I mean, it's definitely going to be an easier tie for England than France. France is this French team are extremely impressive, so I can kind of see why probably a lot of England fans might want Poland to get the victory in this one. But I think it would also be extremely exciting for Poland to win. But I don't particularly have a preference myself, but this World Cup has been so full of shocks. That's one thing I think I've enjoyed about it more than anything else.
Yes, Tuchemani with the long range effort saved, pushed away by Wojciech Szczesny, who just managed to get across there well to say, made that save there. Comes to Mbappe. Now Rabiot puts the ball back in. He's behind for a corner now to France. Rabiot appealed for an handball there, but that's a good effort from Tuchemani there, Paul.
Yeah, it was a wonderful strike. And again, look at the distance and the power and swerve that he gets on that. It's a great save by Chesney. He gets down nice and low, and it bounces right in front of him as well, which makes it harder for the goalkeeper. Smart save.
Yes, Mbappe with a 1-2 with Griezmann with that corner, and he's just cleared away. After a good bit of play from Kylian Mbappe to try and get into penalty area to put the ball across. It remains France 0, Poland 0 if you just tune into us here on the commentary bit. Russ Venning alongside Paul James, your men in the commentary box today. Here's Adrian Rabiot now. Plays the ball back well to Varane. And Varane could start. Now here comes Dembele for France. Down the right hand side. Dembele goes to the field. Still going Dembele. It's crossing to Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe inside edge of the penalty area, just on the inside the D. Tuchemani's bad there. First round ball by Rabiot and Tuchemani, not given by this Venezuelan referee. Is now here comes Kaminski down the far side. Kaminski with the run. Good bit of play from Kaminski. And then good bit of play from Upamecano to win the ball back for France, as now they will try and come forward. France 0, Poland 0. Here on the commentary, the home of alternative commentary, Russ Finnan, alongside Paul James here for this game. As now here comes Poland, who with a lovely run from Zielinski into Lewandowski, who just holds up the play and goes back to Matty Cash. Back into Kiwa now. And now Kiwa will just hold up the play. And Kiwa will just play it into the midfield, and now will spread the ball out wide to this far side. And given away, looking for Frankowski, who couldn't get there. He now breaks, and now France will try and come forward with Tuchemani again. Out wide to the left-hand side, and Theo Hernandez. Hernandez up on halfway, back into Tuchemani just inside the France half. Now Rabiot to Griezmann inside the centre circle. Tuchemani just inside the Polish half. On the left-hand side, here's Rabiot over on the Out wide to Griezmann. Down the line he goes towards Olivier Giroud. Could be able good work there by Szczesny to read the situation and come off his line quickly to clear the danger there for Poland.
Smart goalkeeping by Chesney. He read the situation very, very well. The ball through wasn't a bad one. I think just Chesney was just well out quickly to dissect the danger.
Yes, France 0, Poland 0 as is. Jules Skunda into Adrian Rabiot. Rabiot now will just keep all of possession and spread it out wide to the left hand side and Theo Hernandez. Down the line it goes into Kylian Mbappe. Now a throw there to France. Mbappe takes it to Theo Hernandez and gets France quickly on the front foot again. Good play this into towards Griezmann, giving away, and Griezmann commits a foul there. Challenge from behind on Grzegorz, who goes down there. There's one of the Polish Frankowski's, I think it was Frankowski's son there in the crowd, wearing one of his shirts from when they played against Mexico, which is good to see. As is France 0, Poland 0, almost 16 minutes gone, and here's Dembele coming forward. Dembele going one way, edge of the box. Dembele shoots, saved by Szczesny. Another good, fantastic save there by Wojciech Szczesny, who dived down low and kept hold of the ball after a brilliant effort there from Dembele, Paul James.
Yeah, Dembele picks up the loose ball here. This is where Poland can't afford to give the ball away. The shot didn't have a great deal amount of power on it. It's a comfortable save by Chesney, but Poland don't want to be giving the ball away there. This French team, they're like scavengers on the in and around the penalty area. You just can't afford to give the ball away to them.
Yes, here comes France to have a bit of defending as Poland have got possession with Glick. Kamil Glick will play the ball forward. Good bit of movement from Poland to create some spaces. Lewandowski has come short, but and here comes Poland now towards the penalty area. Lovely cross in over the head of Lewandowski and his other teammates inside the penalty and goes behind for a goal kick. 17 minutes gone then of this first half. Remains France 0, Poland 0. Let's get the thoughts of Paul James on the opening 17 minutes I've seen so far.
Well, France are definitely, in my opinion, the better team. They've pressed more, they've created more. Poland are defending quite well against this team. Szczesny's made a couple of good saves. Poland, I think, need to press forward a little bit more. Maybe put that French defence under pressure, just to see if they can break them down a little bit. But at the moment, I'd say France are on top.
Yes, France 0, Poland 0 as Szczesny has possession for Poland, all in green today. As Poland play from right to left in this first half. The ball is it over the head of Lewandowski. Poland tried again on this near side through Frankowski, who did well, but to close down the initial ballers. But now France have given the ball away, and here comes Poland over on that far side. It's a lovely run from Matty Cash there forward. Lewandowski just passed back to get the ball back, but Tushimeni gets it into Griezmann. Griezmann holds up the play well. Can't pick out Tushimeni, who just wins the ball back via ricochet. And he comes towards Dembele, who can't keep the ball in play. 18 and a half minutes gone then. France 0, Poland 0 on the commentary. Them of alternative commentary. Russ Vennon alongside Paul James, bringing you the alternative commentary. Best in alternative commentary that we can bring you as the ball is over on that far side. What can Poland do now? As they've got the ball in the middle of the park, spreading the ball out wide, looking for Berezinski, come up from the back. And then that's a wonderful chance to stop Dembele coming forward down this left hand, right hand side by Frankowski, as Poland were almost caught out on their left hand side. Here's Tushimeni though. He plays it across to Theo Hernandez. Good play from Theo Hernandez, who will get the ball forward. And now wide from Giroud and Kylian Mbappe will come forward. Lovely play from Kylian Mbappe. Back to Theo Hernandez. Tushimeni now. Into Rabiot. Out wide now to Mbappe. Mbappe goes one way and gets past his man. His cross is blocked, comes to Taylor and has got past. Kaminsky there well did Mbappe. Ball into Griezmann and Giroud is cleared away by Poland after a good punch away by Szczesny. Now Poland can break off on that far side if they can wear this ball well. Trying to play it across towards Frankowski. It's cleared away. Lewandowski wins the ball back. Over Lewandowski. Goes for a goal from long range and just wide. Lewandowski just wide over the left hand post as the shot came in on from the right hand side and diving away to his left. Hugo Lloris wouldn't have got there, in my opinion, as that shot goes wide, Paul James.
Well, he was scrambling across with Lloris to try to get that. It went, I'd say, maybe 2 or 3 yards wide, but Hugo Lloris was obviously concerned scrambling across to get that.
He was concerned there, Hugo Lloris, trying to scramble across to make the save as the shot came in from Robert Lewandowski. Almost 21 minutes gone then. France 0, Poland 0 here on the commentary of Russ Vernon alongside Paul James, bringing you this commentary, the round of 16 clash. France against Poland. It could go to extra time if we're still level come 90 minutes. If we're still level after an extra 30 minutes, then we'll have penalties and it could be a long afternoon for us, Paul, or as we watch this game as France and Poland go head to head is Tushmani into Kunde. Jules Kunde lines up a shot into the arms of Wojciech Szczesny, who makes a fantastic save. Does the Polish international goalkeeper.
Good strike by Kunde. Unfortunately, right at Szczesny, but it was a strike. The ball was moving a little bit. Szczesny had to keep an eye on it.
He did have to keep an eye on that, did Wojciech Szczesny, and he did well to keep a very keen eye on that and to stop the challenges from coming in. It remains France 0, Poland 0. You're listening to the commentary of the home of alternative commentaries here and we are the best in alternative business. Check us out if you've not already, and tell your friends and family too, as well as wasn't it was Lewandowski and the penalty on the right hand side is wide, good kept in play there by Kaminsky, who does well. Kaminsky does well to get the ball back, and Rabiot can break away now for Poland, for France. Now line for Mbappe, wonderful bit of play from Cash to defend well there for Poland, who can come forward. Here's Lewandowski. Good play from Robert Lewandowski. How wide it goes into the path of Zielinski. Zielinski will play the ball to Kiwar. Kiwar now into Glick. Glick will fetch the ball forward. It remains France 0, Poland 0 here on the commentary. Russ Vernon alongside Paul James. Bringing you this commentary. We're delighted to say that we've got JB back on the commentary position this evening for England against Senegal. So hopefully he'll be able to fetch this one in. I'm not sure whether I should mention this, what JB said to me, Paul, earlier, which is about his record when he did an England game in the round of 16. Or not, which I'll probably mention to you off air at half time. And they can tell me whether I should mention it in the second half. But, well, we'll say it's not a good omen for England. That's what I'll just give away there, which I will say, but I'll mention it in full, and then you can tell me whether I should mention it on air in the second half. As we see Poland over on that far side with Kaminsky back into Matty Cash. Now, Poland just keeping possession. Here is Kukowiak. Good playing to Glick. In now Kiwar. Jakub Kiwar plays the ball out wide to this near side, and it is Berzinski down the line towards the penalty for Zeminski. Was the ball back to Lewandowski. There's a Frankowski shot is blocked. Griezmann heads the ball away. And then Poland just win the ball back. And France can come forward again. Kukowiak now in possession. Plays the ball out wide to Berzinski. Berzinski goes back inside his own half. And now it is Kiwar. Kiwar goes to Glick. Just inside the centre circle on the right hand side. Back into Kiwar. Inside the centre circle. Midway inside the French half. And he'll play the ball out wide to this left hand side of Berzinski. who will look to come forward. Berezinski does well. He goes down. Free kick given for a foul by Dembele there on Berezinski after the ball had gone. And there's not much in that there for me. Paul, what do you make of that incident?
Well, he catches him, and he catches him. If you look closer, we get a good close up of it. You see the toe end of his boot catches the bottom of Berezinski's ankle. That'll be quite painful, but that's probably what caused him to go down. I mean, that would bring anybody down, but Dembele kicked the ball away. He probably should have gone into the referee's notebook for that, to be honest.
Yes, and it's still France no Poland no Zielinski over this free kick. So too is Zielinski's played in by Zielinski across to the far side, and Lewandowski will pick up. Over Lewandowski will go one way, goes back, and as well, Matikash goes on the overlap and gets it there now. Away from Rabiot back to Kukoviak. And now Zielinski gives the ball away. Now France can play with Kylian Mbappe. Got the better of Frankowski there, and he gets the better of his man again. We would look like he was pulled bad there. To me, not sure, and I don't think the referee saw it the same way there. We'll see what Paul James thinks in a moment as we see France coming forward. It's France 0, Poland 0 here on the commentary. You're listening to the home of alternative commentary, the commentary of Russ Vernon, alongside Paul James, bringing you alternative commentary on this game as we watch the match unfold. Can Poland surprise and cause another shock in this game and knock out Poland? We knock out France, which would be a big shock, probably one of the biggest shocks in the tournament for me, Paul. And not sure if you would agree on that, but that for me would be one of the biggest shocks in the tournament, probably bigger than Germany being beat in the tournament earlier in the tournament by Japan. I'm not sure what you think about that, Paul.
Well, France are obviously a team packed with talent, so it would certainly be a shock. But Poland are here on merit. They've got some quality players, so I certainly think it would be a shock for sure. Whether or not it would be a shock on that level, I don't know. But it would certainly be a shock for sure.
Yes, as here comes France in possession. Tushimeni out wide to Teo Hernandez. Back into Tushimeni again. Yeah, in this game at the Alpha Moma Stadium. Teo Hernandez does well. Gets it back to Upamecano. Upamecano will look to come forward here for France as they will try and attack down this near side as France will try and come forward. It remains France 0, Poland 0 here on the commentary. You're listening to the home of alternative commentary. Russ Vernon and Paul James are your men bringing you this game today in the commentary position. For the commentary is Griezmann into Ousmane Dembele. Ousmane Dembele across, and Olivier Giroud just pushed it wide. I'm not sure if the flag was up or offside anyway, which may have splayed his blushers, but that's a big chance for Olivier Giroud to tear the crown and be the leading goal scorer in France's World Cup history.
He'll never get a better chance in this competition. Never get a better chance. I mean, whether it's offside or not is irrelevant because honestly, he didn't know that. You've got to put that in the net. I'm looking at this now. You're about 3 yards out with the goal at your mercy. He was stretching for it, yes, but he's got to put that in. And you see the look on Didier Deschamps' face. He knows as well.
Yes, France 0, Poland 0, as we see the best chance of the game fall to Olivier Giroud, which is just put wide from about 3 yards out. Ball now over the top on the far side, as it is Kaminski, who just can't keep the ball in play, and he goes behind for a goal kick to France. I have to wait to see where the referee gave this one then. Let's Kylian Mbappe, Griezmann, Lewandowski, with the total ball recipients between the midfield and defence, or defence and midfield, whichever way you want to say it. But here is France coming forward with Rafael Varane of Manchester United. Varane will play the ball forward. After running forward, he plays it out wide to this near side, and Usman Dembele, who attacks down the right hand side. Lovely way from Dembele, plays the ball inside to Tchouaméni. Tchouaméni favour across to Mbappe. And now out wide to Theo Hernandez. Hernandez cuts in field. Got Rabiot over on the far side. Gets it back. Does Hernandez from Rabiot, and he gives the ball away now to Lewandowski as Poland just pressed well there and pressed in numbers to cause a few problems. What can France do here? Can they get something out of this game? Is France nil, Poland nil? If you're just tuning into us here on the commentary, Bruce Vernon alongside Paul James, bringing you France nil, Poland nil here on the commentary. You'll listen to the home of alternative commentaries. Russ Vernon and Paul James, all your commentators for this game. As Frankowski comes forward, near side of the left, in towards the penalty area, cleared away. But the free kick is being given foul by Tchouaméni, who goes into the referee's no book, and Tchouaméni will get the game's first yellow card of the afternoon. There, Paul James.
Well, it seemed a bit of an innocuous challenge. Obviously, when you're that close to the penalty area, you're sort of potentially stopping a goal-scoring opportunity. So I think the referee is perhaps correct there.
Perhaps a correct call then from the referee, according to Paul James. Do you agree with that assessment? If not, you can let us know that you do not agree. Just tweet us if you want to. Commentary Live 1 is the best place to do so. What can France do here? Can they get out of this game, as they will try and cause a few problems? Can Poland just get a goal just before half time to cause a few more problems of their own? Free kick on the edge of the penalty area. Lewandowski standing over this one. What can he do here now? Over Lewandowski. It's straight into the wall. And I must say, Paul James, that is a poor free kick.
Yeah, that's very disappointing from Lewandowski. He plays it not just into the wall, but almost into the legs, really, of that wall. It's poor from Lewandowski. You expect better from a man of his quality.
Yes, absolutely, Paul. Absolutely, would expect better from Robert Lewandowski in that sort of situation. Interesting to see that situation. Yes, can we see a goal in this game? Interesting to see how this game will unfold throughout the 90 minutes.
I think Poland are enjoying their best spell of possession in the last sort of 10, 15 minutes or so.
Yes, I think you might be right there, Paul. Actually, they seem to be enjoying the better possession in the last 10 minutes or so. You're tuned into the commentary of Russ Vernon alongside Paul James, bringing you commentary on France nil, Poland nil, almost coming up towards half time as we see France having to do some defending. Here comes Poland, plays the ball out wide to Matty Cash, and Cash lines up a shot which goes just wide.
Well, I think he got caught between the cross and the shot there, Russ.
Yes, he went wide there, Paul, and you're probably right. He probably get caught up within the cross or shot then. He decided to go for he wasn't sure which one he went for, and I think in end, Paul, he went for the cross.
Whipped across, though. Actually, funnily enough, Ross, I mean, that turned out to be a really good ball. It was delivered across with pace. Unfortunately, none of the Polish forwards could get on the end of it.
Yes, absolutely. That was a fantastic ball across from Madikash in the end. See if Lewandowski had gambled on that, it could have been 1-0 to Poland. But as we are still 0-0 as Mbappe comes forward on the left hand side into the penalty from Kylian Mbappe. We one with another. Kylian Mbappe shoots into the side netting. He wants a corner. And I think he may have just got one.
Well, he went for the shot there. They had Griezmann and Dembele in the middle. As I think Giroud was lurking with intent as well. I don't think he was going to beat Szczesny at his near post that way.
Yes, good save from Wojciech Szczesny. His near post to Palmer behind for a corner. He did get a touch there, Wojciech Szczesny. I thought he did. And so too did the goalkeeper, the striker Kylian Mbappe. Griezmann takes his corner towards the penalty. Edge to go up there. Breaks for Olivier Giroud. Giroud over a kick! Up in the corner, can't get there. Both players go down and get a free kick for a foul on Szczesny, who just helps from the corner back up in an handshake between them two. And a decent corner in again from France Paul James.
Yeah, it was good corner came in, put some pressure on there. It was a smart thinking by Giroud, bicycle kick to get the ball back in. It's a 50-50 between Upamecano and Szczesny. Both players entitled to go for it, in my opinion. And it looks like both of them have come off pretty bad, actually.
Yes, goal kick to be taken by Poland, rather than the free kick I initially thought, as the free kick, as a goal kick was headed away. Teo Hernandez heads away into Mbappe. Now Rabiot to Shimene now. Controls it well. Back into the feet of Varane from his centre back partner Upamecano. Now Kunde into Luis. Luis gives the ball away. And lovely bit of play there from Kunde. It was put under a lot of pressure there by his goalkeeper Hugo Lloris, and it remains France 0, Poland 0 as we come up towards half time. What can the game do is Poland breaks on the near side. Ball whipped across the. There's the goal. Shot comes in. Saved by the goalkeeper. Shot again. Saved. Cleared off the line this time. Poland almost with 3 chances in one there. Almost scoring. And France survives somehow, Paul James.
Desperate defending by France and some superb goalkeeping. The shot itself, though, was, I mean, he's going to be frustrated with it because he hit it directly at the goalkeeper. Either side of Lloris, and that's 1-0.
Yes, and I think we've got a stoppage in play at the moment. The referee, I think, said just stop it here a minute. I think they're checking for something here. I'm not sure what they're checking for.
Possibly
Looking at
a
something
handball.
in there. Possibly an handball, but he's being waved away. And supposed now by Verzinski, whose cross is a poor one and goes behind for a goal kick. And you're
Yeah, I
going
think it might have been.
could have been potential handball on this one from Teo Hernandez. I think both one of the two from Teo Hernandez when he blocked it. No, this one here. The two that's coming up in a minute for when Teo Hernandez blocked it, and I probably want to get that for me.
No, because it looked like Hernandez sort of had his back to that, didn't he, ultimately?
Yes, he turned his back and arms with him by his side. Even if he did, it would have been harsh to give that arms tucked in by his side in his chest as the shot came in. It remains France 0, Poland 0. There's no your thoughts on that penalty appeal. There should have been a penalty for you. There's no way you think. You can tweet us if you want to. Commentary Live 1, or you can also get in touch with us for the other game as well later. Tweet us your predictions for the second game, live game today, as we see France against Poland now, and then later England against Senegal. We've got JB and Luke Turton on commentary for that one. Is France 0, Poland 0? Coming up towards half time.
I'll be tuning in.
Yes, and he says it'll be. Paul just said he'll be tuning into that one this evening to see who gets through and faces the winners of our match this afternoon. So far, we have to wait and see how England and Senegal will face as this one remains locked at 0-0. Come towards the final 5 minutes of the first half. As we just see this free kick out first, as France just win a free kick following Kylian Mbappe, and then we'll get the thoughts of Paul James on his overall thoughts on that first half in just a moment or so. As we just see this one here again from Kylian Mbappe. Wins that free kick very, very well there. As France will try and get the ball coming forward. What can the game bring you before the half-time interval? Who can get the deadlock first? Comes in towards Rabiot, breaks for Dembele, edge of the penalty area, right-hand side. Sprays it out wide to Upamecano. Upamecano now going one way, then the other. Back to Dembele. Dembele on his left foot. Plays it infield to Tchouaméni. Tchouaméni gets it to Griezmann. Now Koundé. Down the line into Dembele. Dembele does well. Infield is Rabiot. Delivers the ball in towards the penalty area. Cleared away. And with around about 4 minutes of the first half left to play, Paul James, your overall thoughts so far going into half time?
Well, France started off definitely the better team. I think Poland have come into it as the game has gone on. I think the opportunities that they've had when they have put pressure on that French defence, they've been able to cause some fractures there. And I honestly think that if Poland continue to press that French defence, they might create some errors there. They're definitely getting back into it a little bit. And well, we're just got to stop it now. Koundé's just having some sort of necklace taken off at the moment. Yeah, it's been very exciting in the first half, Ross. I think both teams have contributed to the game very well. France started off much the better side and pressing, and now Poland have come into it as well. And I think we've got an exciting second half ahead of us.
We have as that ball from Raphael Varane is swung into the penalty area. He had to take his necklace off there, did Jules Koundé. We didn't spot him wearing it, and no one spotted him wearing it until that moment just then, when the linesman spotted it. So a good spot from the officials. Should be checking all that before kick-off. As we watch this game unfold, can France or Poland get the breakthrough in this game? As here comes Varane into Koundé, who's just had to take off his necklace there now. And now here comes France, who got Theo Hernandez in possession. Out wide to from Rabiot to Mbappe. Mbappe down the line to Adrien Rabiot. Puts the ball in towards the penalty area. Headed away in there by Poland. Breaks for Theo Hernandez. Heads it back to Adrien Rabiot. Now Mbappe back to Rabiot, down the line for Theo Hernandez. Hernandez will look up. Deliver ball in with his left foot towards the back post where Dembele was lurking. Headed away. And now for a throw into the path, which will be taken by Jules Koundé. And Koundé will get into the feet of Dembele. Dembele will play the ball into Tchouaméni. Tchouaméni out wide into Rabiot. Comes back into Tchouaméni, into now Dembele, who moved into a central position so Koundé can go on the overlap. Dembele again. Sprays it into midfield to Upamecano. Mbappe into Olivier Giroud! And Giroud has broken the French record! The French all-time leading goal scorer is now that man, number 9, Olivier Giroud. 52 goals for France. It breaks the record, which was 51 of Thierry Henry. And French have a new all-time top goal scorer. And it's Olivier Giroud who has got it. France 1, Poland 0, just before half-time, Paul James.
Well, a bit of a sucker punch for Poland is that, isn't it? Giroud, congratulations to him. Some of the names that are on that list, Henry, Platini, you think of other great French forwards like Trezeguet. It's an amazing achievement. Congratulations to Olivier Giroud. But just looking at the goal itself, he's onside. The pass was slid through. I think Chesney goes down a little bit early. And I think that kind of makes it easier for Giroud. But the finish is actually first class. He gets it right into the corner away from Chesney, and France take a 1-goal lead. Congratulations to them.
Yes, France lead by a goal to nil then, thanks to Olivier Giroud's 52nd goal for France, as he's now the all-time French top goal scorer in this game. What can Poland conjure up in a response here? Can they get a response just before half time? We're about to see how many minutes of stoppage time we're going to get. There was a bit of brief stoppage when Kunde had to take his necklace off. Natasha takes that. And we're going to get 2 minutes of stoppage time here, Paul James, which seems to be more reasonable because other than that, Kunde, well, there's not really been many stoppages in the game, really, has there?
No, not at all. What I've often found though, Russ, just in the last.
Oh! Kaminsky just into the side netting. Fantastic effort inside the penalty area. I think he may have took a deflection on the rule there from Kaminsky, which he did off Upper McConnell and Griezmann, and just into the side netting in Poland. I've got to come back to your point in a minute. That point in a minute, Paul. As here comes Poland with the corner. Can they get the equaliser just before half time? We've got Kovac as the back across goal, and he's ended up dropped by Lloris onto the head of one of the Polish players inside the penalty area, but which he dropped it onto the head of Lewandowski. He could have bounced anywhere, but he couldn't get it in there, Paul James.
Yeah, Lloris has to be careful there. That really could have gone anywhere. Just going back to what I was saying, I think 2 minutes is fair. I think what we're finding in the last sort of week and a half of the tournament is that most of the insane injury time is now being added on at the end of the game rather than the end of the first half.
Yes, absolutely, Paul. I echo that as we come into final. Less than 30 seconds to go now of the first half. As is France 1, Poland 0. As here is Varane back into the path of Hugo Lloris. And Hugo Lloris will clear the ball forward over on that far side. And he goes over the head of everybody there and he's cleared away by Poland. But it's a free kick foul on Olivier Giroud by Kamil Glick. Free kick taken quickly. But there is the half-time whistle then. And it's France who lead by a goal to allow the break. It was a fantastic bit of play from Olivier Giroud to get the goal, which has put his side into the lead at the break. And as we're about to leave you in a couple of minutes for half time, Paul James, your thoughts on that first half?
Well, I think it's rather unfortunate for Poland. They were sort of much more in the game just before Giroud got his goal, and they'd managed to force some pressure on the French defence. I think ultimately France started very, very well. They've certainly had the better chances throughout the first half. Poland will feel perhaps like it was a bit of a sucker punch because they were enjoying their best moments of the match when that goal went in. But I think the scoreline is probably about fair at half time, Russ.
Yes, as me and Paul leave you for 15 minutes or so till the second half starts, we'll leave you with the scoreline of France 1, Poland 0. Join us again in around about 15 minutes' time from now. Welcome back to the second half coverage of the game between France and Poland. Looks like there's been no changes to either side for the second half as we get ready for France against Poland to get underway in the second half, which Poland have just got us off and underway. They're attacking the goal to our right, France attacking the goal to our left, and it's Jude's goal on 44 minutes, the difference between the two sides as we see the second half underway. We're bringing you this commentary. So he comes from a corner for France, so we'll just keep hold of possession. We'll run you through the starting lineups again in a minute or so when we get a break in plays. We can tell you now as Luis is in goal for France. They're playing a 4-2-3-1. It's the back for Kunde, Varane from a corner and Teo Hernandez. A midfield of Dembele, Tchouaméni, Griezmann, Rabiot and Mbappe, with Giroud leading the line. With Griezmann in the number 10 role, with Dembele and Mbappe either side, Tchouaméni and Rabiot in front of the back four. Szczesny in goal for Poland. 4-1 for them is Kash, Glick, Kiwar and Berezinski. And then Kukoviak in front of the back four, Kaminski, Zielinski, Zeminski and Frankowski. And Lewandowski up front is an early free kick for France as Berezinski is booked for a foul on his 50th cap and is present on his 50th cap from the referee is a yellow card. And let's get the other thoughts of the second half and whether that should be a free kick and a yellow card to Berezinski from our man Paul James.
Yeah, it's definitely a foul on Dembele, and there's no question that would be a yellow card in that situation. It's his first yellow card, so he's not going to miss the next game if Poland turn this around. But it's one of them ones that you sort of take for the team, so to speak.
That is correct, Paul, and we're wondering to see how this free kick will unfold and see whether France can get a 2-goal lead, should I say, not go back into the lead, because they haven't lost their lead yet. France lead by a goal to nil. Olivier Giroud on 44 minutes. The difference between the two sides. What can France conjure up there? Can they get a goal which would put icing on the cake for them, which would probably see them into the next round? Although I don't want to count the chickens too much just yet, as this free kick lives in from Griezmann and it's punched away by Szczesny out to Teo Hernandez, whose shot is well wide in the end, and that's behind for a goal kick.
Had a bit more time, did Hernandez there. He didn't need to strike it first time. It's a good free kick, whipped in. Good work by Szczesny. And he just didn't need to strike that on the volley for the first time. He had time.
Yes, he did have time, Paul James. You are there. As we see France having to do a bit of defending. Here is Jules Koundé to clear downfield on this near side, far side. Here are the Al Thumama Stadium. France 1, Poland 0. If you're just tuning into us right now, you're listening to the home of alternative commentaries. Here come France over on that far side. It's Dembele running towards the penalty. Inside the penalty, every touch from Dembele allows it to run kindly into the arms of Wojciech Szczesny in the Poland goal.
Just running a bit far ahead of him, did Dembele there. Second touch, not great, but he's causing a threat down that right-hand side.
He is. Seems to be causing a threat every time he gets forward. And I'm wondering if that could be proved to be a problem for France over on for Poland down that left hand side against Berzinski. Now in a booking, so he may need to. I was going to say go touch tight to him, but not too tight, because otherwise he'll give another free kick away there, Paul. But you know what I'm meaning with that situation when I say that. Go a bit tighter there.
Yeah, he has to be careful because for the rest of the second half, Dembele is going to run at him.
Absolutely, Paul. Absolutely, my friend. As we watch this game unfold, Kunde gets the ball back into the path of Varane. Varane clears away up towards halfway. Now here comes France to run down the far side. Can they get a goal here to create another opportunity to pull this game beyond doubt? As here comes Poland with a ball looking towards Matty Cash, but there is Theo Hernandez who gets away from Matty Cash, brilliant fetches into Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe running down this left hand side, running full blood by Glick, who had to cover there for Matty Cash, who was down inside the opposition. He's now back onto his feet as here's Lewandowski to come forward. Inside to number 20, there's Zielinski. Zielinski will get the ball out wide to Robert Lewandowski. Back into Manny Cash, who's now back on his feet and back into play. Cash now will take a touch into Zielinski. Out wide, Zielinski. Good bit of play this from Zielinski into Manny Cash, who tells people where they want him to go in towards the penalty. Zielinski coming up. Zielinski with the effort cleared away by Griezmann. Back there helping out his defence as we see France coming forward down this near side. Poland are back in possession. What can Poland do with the ball here? Can France close them down quick enough, or will Poland have a bit of time on their hands to create a chance here? As Mandikash picks up just inside the French half. Down the line it goes, and that's a wonderful pass towards Kaminski. Oh, just sees the ball go up for a throw to France after hitting him on back of the leg and behind for that French throwing, which I've just mentioned. And that is something what you've loved to see, that fantastic play from Theo from the Frenchman there to win the ball back for his side and get them back on the front foot there, Paul James.
Yeah, it's a fine challenge by Upamecano, is that? I mean, it looks like the number 13 for Poland there, Kaminski, is gone down a little bit, clutching his ankle, but there was nothing wrong with that challenge. That was a fine challenge.
Yes, here comes France again now, trying to put Poland under a bit of pressure as Poland have got possession inside their own half with Kiwa. Kiwa will look up and spread the ball out wide to this right hand side looking for Malik Cash. But that's headed away there by Theo Hernandez, and now Kylian Mbappe's got on the brakes as Rabiot's played him in. He's got Rabiot on the other if he wants to use him. He goes to Rabiot. Adrian Rabiot pulls the ball back, looking for Mbappe coming in, but Berzinski is across down his 50th appearance to clear the ball away. And Poland have got away with that one there, Paul James.
Yeah, good work by Berzinski. He's definitely been very effective for Poland at the back there. Gets across, makes sure that the threat is eliminated. The ball back is a disappointing one, though.
Yes, it is. Theo Hernandez with the throw to Upamecano into Rafael Varane, just inside the Poland half. He goes back inside the French half into the centre circle to Tushimene. Across now to Kunde. Forward into the Polish half, and now it's Arwai with Dembele after a good ball into him from Griezmann. Griezmann back to Kunde, back to Dembele, now into the midfield there, and they are France just knocking the ball around well. To Shemeni into Upamecano. Upamecano now across into the path of Theo Hernandez. Hernandez down the line to Kylian Mbappe, who's being held onto by Madikash, not giving us up as the Poles come forward. What can they do? Cash on this right hand side into Rikoviak into the midfield here, and now here comes Poland again. Cash is are wide on this right, gives the ball away to Rabiot as the number 13. Kaminsky tried to go on end of it. Is France 1, Poland nearly the start of the second half as we see this game unfold. What can France do? He's played into Antoine Griezmann. And Griezmann delivers the ball across and he's put just behind there by Camille Blake as Mbappe was coming into the back post. France have a corner. Mbappe takes it quickly to Giroud. Back into Mbappe on this near left hand side. Ball in towards the penalty area, blocked, and he's back towards halfway. And Theo Hernandez will get it into Adrian Rabiot. And that's good play again down the left hand side from Kylian Mbappe there, Paul James.
Yeah, the ball was whipped across, but it was a good interception by Glick. But waiting there was Mbappe, and if Glick hadn't have got there, that would have been two.
It would, as here off France in possession as they've played a wonderful ball from Upper McConnell out wide to Dembele. Fantastic ball, in fact. He's controlled it well on his knee. Goes one way, then the other. Low crossing is blocked. Koundé gets the ball back for Francis and Dembele on the edge of the penalty area, trying to pick out Koundé again. And that's a wonderful challenge from Berezinski to play it out for France throw. 10 minutes gone into the second half. France 1, Poland 0. And is that the first start? The second half has started like the first half ended with France on the front foot and Poland having to find a way to get back into this game as Malikash can't get the ball clear. Breaks for Theo Hernandez. Good bit of play this. What can France do here now? Theo Hernandez inside towards Mbappe, giving away. And now Grukoviak, his ball inside his paw and Griezmann intercepts. He's got Mbappe outside of him when he uses it. Up against Matty Cash, Kylian Mbappe cuts on the edge of the penalty. Kylian Mbappe goes for goal. Deflection just wide. Come off, Camille Glickle goes down holding his foot. But that's a wonderful winning side from Kylian Mbappe in a shot. Just goes wide there, Paul James.
Oh, there's so much threat from this entire French front line. This was a wonderful block by Glick. And it's very fortunate. Poland get a bit of luck here because that could have easily nestled into the corner. And it just goes on the wrong side of the post. So with that luck, let's see if Poland can create anything because in the second half, they've been on the back foot.
Yes, absolutely, Paul. Absolutely, my friend. And one of my sister's currently out in Paris, and I think she's heard some of them celebrating and cheering and singing for this game this afternoon. As Griezmann puts the ball in towards the penalty, looking for Rafael Varane, pushed by Szczesny. And a Drew! Oh, we're kicking his in, but the foul has been given for Drew put it in. And that's a shot which has gone just wide.
Well, that's a pity for Giroud because that would have been a wonderful finish, wouldn't it?
It would, yes. And my sister just said she's in this cafe that they're in. That she's in Paris and the French. And she says the French people are much more civilized than the English when watching football, which I'm a bit surprised about that. I thought the man be around about the same, but each people have their own opinion on those sort of situations. What do you think, Paul? Do you think both fans are not very much similar, English and French, when watching football? Do you reckon?
Well, I do feel that England fans get unfairly tarred because when England fans misbehave, it's focused on with a microscope. Often when other fans across Europe misbehave, it's not the same focus isn't quite there. But I mean, I'll be honest with you, Ross. This is just my opinion. It's not all England fans, of course not. It's just a small majority. But that small majority make a loud noise, a lot of mess, and behave very, very badly.
Absolutely, my friend. I've got to agree with that. There, Paul. I can't argue with that situation. There's as Milik is about to come on for Poland here. In a moment or so, it's the ball forward from Szczesny from this free kick, and it's cleared away. What can France do here? Can they get back on the front foot. As Poland trying to come forward over on that far side up at McConnell, can just clear the ball away. He's out for a throw-in. As France still lead by a goal to nil against Poland. What can France do here now? Here is Zielinski across now to Kaminski towards the penalty, cleared away, and there is cleared away by Griezmann. But Drew can't find Mbappe, and Poland are now back on the front foot once more. Can they get an equalising goal here, which is something which we've not thought about France conceding. They've not really created much Poland in terms of goal scoring opportunities. It remains France 1, Poland 0. As we see this ball out wide, what can France do here? Can they get the ball into the penalty area and cause one or two problems here? France just back in their shape, trying to make it hard for Poland to break through them. But Rabiot just watches on as the ball is played to Krakowiak. Krakowiak inside to the centre circle in Kiwa. Kiwa just inside the French half and back to Krakowiak. Kiwa. He gives the ball away to Quads, Kylian Mbappe, but Krakowiak wins it back. Brilliantly there for Poland. And now France win the ball back, and now Hernandez into Griezmann. Griezmann has got men running forward. Griezmann going one way. Still going on to one Griezmann. He's got Dembele outside of him if he wants to use him. He does use Dembele. Dembele pulls the ball back to Kylian Mbappe into the box. And wonderful coming back there was Zaminski to just take it off Kylian Mbappe's toes just as they're about to pull the trigger. And now France will have to get back in numbers to defend as they've done that. And here comes Mbappe again. What can France conjure up here now as they're in possession so far? France 1, Poland 0 here in the World Cup round of 16 match. Can France extend their lead and make it a comfortable afternoon for them? If Poland get an equaliser and no one responds within the next 29 minutes or so, we will see extra time. And if no goes after those extra time minutes, which is 50 minutes each way, so 30 minutes in total, we will get penalties as well. Will we get penalties in any of these round of 16 matches? None so far. And it looks like none here as Theo Hernandez on this left hand side puts the ball back to Kylian Mbappe edge of the box on the left hand side. Back he goes to Drew Rabiot. Now into Theo Hernandez, near side of the left. Back into Rabiot again. Rabiot now infield to Tushimene. Tushimene takes a touch and feeds in Kunde. Kunde down the line to Usman Dembele. Dembele gets it back to Kunde, who went on the run. And wonderful challenge there from Frankowski to get the ball back. And now Poland will try and come forward. Rabiot intercepts. Tushimene into Griezmann. Back into Tushimene. Tushimene now will get the ball out wide to Usman Dembele. Jules Kunde. Now Griezmann. Tushimene turns into Rabiot. Plays the ball out wide now to Kylian Mbappe, left side. Near left hand side. Back into Theo Hernandez. Just a couple of yards in from the touchline is Kylian Mbappe again. Mbappe looks to deliver one way, then goes back to Theo Hernandez instead. Because there's no many people in the blue of France inside the penalty area. As we hear the French fans sing "Allez, les Bleus," which is their normal chant. As the ball comes in towards the bar post, here is Kylian Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe at the bar post. Kylian Mbappe scoring now. Mbappe one way. Goes one way. Return ball and his shot come crosses. Picked out Griezmann. So somehow he's got that one right there, but I think it was aiming for a shot, but he just got the angles all wrong. Tushimeni now gets the ball back out wide. Can Kunde get the ball in? Now he plays it to Dembele to try and deliver the ball in. He gets it to Griezmann on the edge of the box. Back into Dembele, edge of the penalty area. Mbappe goes down inside the penalty. Is he a foul there? Not according to the referee. Offside flag is up. And Poland have a free kick offside against in there. And Poland have a bit of respite there, Paul James.
Well, it was excellent sustained pressure by France, but I think Poland defended really well in that exchange as well. Some good tackling there, and just showing the replay there of Mbappe going down. It looks like he was actually held there by the number 14, which is Kiwa, if I pronounce that correctly. And actually, that he might have got away with one there. Well, we just seem to have lost Ross for a moment, so I'm just going to pick up on the commentary.
Sorry about that, Paul. I'm back now.
Okay.
As I'll just Zeminski being substituted for Milik, as here comes Poland in possession. They have to try and get back into this game, and they've gone for a striker into this game. As is Robert Lewandowski now. Ball towards the penalty area, looking for Milik. It's cleared away, and there's Theo Hernandez clear away to Olivier Giroud. Good play to Adrian Rabiot. Rabiot now does well. Turns away from a challenge there. Now Giroud sprays the ball out to Dembele. Lovely forward from Dembele. He's got Koundé outside of him and he finds him. Koundé now on the far side of the right into Dembele. Griezmann with a ball in towards Tushimeni. Tushimeni now gets the ball out wide. Wonderful ball in by Jules Koundé. And Giroud into the side netting. And they've won 65 minutes gone. France 1 Poland 0. But that's another good chance for France and another good chance for Olivier Giroud there, Paul James.
Yeah, the ball was beautifully played in here. Again, so much space on that right-hand side. Giroud just not able to divert it in. Koundé's cross. Giroud just not able to divert it in. It was a very difficult manoeuvre to make, actually, as well.
And now Tushimeni is being replaced this time for France. As they will see him come off. I didn't quite, didn't quite see which number it was who replaced him there, Paul.
Fofana. Yusuf Fofana,
Thank
number
you,
13.
Paul. Yusuf Fofana, number 13, is on for Tushimeni. Just didn't quite see the number on the bottom. So I weren't sure which player come on for him, but good job I've got my co-commentator alongside me to help me out as here. His wonderful bit of play by Theo Hernandez to win his side. A goal kick there is Yusuf Fofana is on for Tushimeni. Ooh. And Paul, what should be your thoughts on Tushimeni in this game so far? What do you make a booking? But other than that, what have you made to his performance?
His performance hasn't been too bad, Ross, but he's been fairly quiet. But the ball generally hasn't just. I don't know if he's not been given the ball much. But he's been fairly quiet throughout the game. So I think, to be honest with you, I have no problem with this substitution. I think it's worth changing it up because Tuchemani's going to be in France's squad for a quarter-final place should France get there.
Yes, absolutely. France 1, Poland 0 is the scoreline as this ball is cleared forward towards Olivier Giroud, who can't go on end of there. Kylian Mbappe trying to get there, but the referee just got him in the way of Kylian Mbappe there. The Venezuelan referee. And Mbappe will not be happy with that as he tried to come forward for France there. It remains France 1, Poland 0. If you just tuned into us here on the commentary, as the ball towards the penalty area. Men coming in the back post was number 13 there, Kaminski, but nothing is given. There as this ball came in, Kaminski just missed the header and he just fell to the ground after missing his header. And Lloris just has possession in his arms and he just bounces the ball a couple of times and will clear the ball forward looking towards Olivier Giroud. But he goes towards Mbappe instead, who brings it down well, but his touch is poor as he tried to cut inside. And Poland have possession back in almost coming up towards the final 20 minutes of the game. It remains France 1, Poland 0. As here comes Milik, who goes down. No free kick given as here comes Tushimeni. Not Tushimeni, from the corner to try and get the ball forward. Tushimeni's off. Yusuf Fofana was on for him, I must say. And and it was Yusuf Fofana actually. I mean, from a corner look a bit of a like that Yusuf Fofana and they are up in the corner in my opinion. So sorry for getting those two mixed up there. As here comes France just in possession with Rafael Varane across to Upamecano, wearing number 18, and here's Griezmann who turns away well. Antoine Griezmann runs away from his man, and Malik Cash just gets back at him. And brilliant interception play there. Almost with less than 21 minutes to go, it remains France 1, Poland 0. Poland just have a bit of possession to work in. Zielinski with the ball. Good play from Zielinski. Plays it into the midfield there, which was Kaminski. All right to Madakash. Madakash down the line he goes. Over Lewandowski. He's there on his right hand side. Closely watched by Upamecano. And Upamecano just nudges him in the bad there, and there's a free kick for Poland. And Lewandowski wanting a booking there for the French central defender. What did you make to that incident there, Paul?
Upamecano gives him a shove, but I don't think it's booking worthy. Good. Just looking at Matty Cash with one-on-one with Kylian Mbappe, that's a great piece of defending, and it can't be overstated the importance of winning that. Mbappe was in if he hadn't won that battle.
It says Kaminski is being replaced now for Poland, as is Gregorviak. And coming on in their places are number 6, Christian Bielik, and number 21, Nikolaj Zalwinski. So a couple of changes there for Poland. No more changes for France so far. Remains France 1, Poland 0. If you're just tuning into us here on the commentary, you're listening to the Home of Alternative Commentary with Russ Vernon and Paul James is headed over there by Camo Glickler by post from that free kick for Poland, and that's a decent opportunity, but just going to keep his head down there, Paul.
Yeah, well, it's about as good as it's got for Poland in the second half, it has to be said. They've really, anything that they have created, and they've created very little, but anything that they have created has been shut down by France. Just going to the substitutions, I'm surprised to see Kaminski come off. I think he's been one of Poland's better players.
Yes, I agree with that. As Drew heads the ball forward, he's cleared away as here comes Poland again with number 21 Zelinski, but Mbappe's won it back off him by the help of Rabiot. Mbappe cuts inside, still going Mbappe, leaves it behind, does Mbappe now? Poland can try and break if they can use this well. Ball over the top for Zelinski, who can't get there, is by now to Hugo Lloris, who clears left-footed up towards Kylian Mbappe, who's just coming back from an offside position, so he has to leave that ball. And Kamoglik just plays it to Kiwa. Kiwa now into the path of Bielik. Good play out wide there from Bielik here at the Alpha Murmur Stadium. It remains France 1, Poland 0. On the commentary of it, Russ Vernon in commentary alongside Paul James. And very shortly will be getting Paul James to get his thinking cap on, unless he's already got it on, Paul. Because you know what question is going to become. We've around about 5 minutes to go, don't you, my friend?
Yeah, I've already got names, and I'm not going to tell you who it is just now, of course, but I've got names.
Yes, so he knows what's going to be coming. With about 5 minutes left of this game, guys, we'll be going across to Paul James and asking him for his player of the match. As the ball is played through to Kylian Mbappe. Can Mbappe keep the ball in play? He can. But his touch is a bit heavy. And Poland just get back in field. Can they come forward? He's got with Malik Cash. Cash does well to find Bielik. Into the centre circle there, Bielik, and finds number 20, Zielinski. Zielinski across to that far side. Can Poland just conjure up a chance on goal in the final 17 and a bit minutes to go? It remains France 1, Poland 0. Here on the commentary of 73 and a half minutes gone. Out wide is Malik Cash. Into Milik. Milik with the ball in towards the penalty area, and Lewandowski trying to get back to Milik, and Griezmann just helped to clear onto Olivier Giroud. Giroud running at the Polish defence, and he's out wide to Dembele. Dembele into Kylian Mbappe, who's onside. Mbappe into the box. Kylian Mbappe! 2-0! And France have made it 2-0. And they've made it secure that they're going to go into the quarter-finals against England or Senegal now, I would have to say. And that's 2-0 to France. And Kylian Mbappe on 75th minute makes it France 2, Poland 0, Paul James.
Well, all I can say is this has been France at their best in this World Cup. Dembele breaking out so quickly, plays the ball across, finds Kylian Mbappe all the time and all the space in the world to just pick his spot perfectly. And yeah, there's no stopping this French team. They're going through to the quarterfinals, and I pity England or Senegal who have to play this French team in the quarterfinals.
Yes, Paul, absolutely, my friend. And Luke's been on, and he says the question I asked you, Paul, about getting your thinking cap on, always makes Luke laugh, Paul, because he says he's always wearing a baseball cap when he's
Yeah,
doing the commentaries with
he's
his.
always wearing Nottingham Forest cap, isn't he?
Yeah, and he says he's genuinely worried for Kylian Mbappe against England's defence should England get past Senegal this evening, which we'll touch on briefly before we end the programme later. Paul, so we'll be able to get your thoughts on that should England get through later. We watch
Well,
Kylian Mbappe.
I think our listeners are very fortunate, Ross. I mean, they've got JB, who's a fantastic commentator, and Luke Turton, who's fantastic co-commentator. I think our listeners are very fortunate for this game coming up for England and Senegal.
Yes, and they'll be also very fortunate as they've got Nicholas Jones as well as Dembele, and Giroud has just been substituted for France in the game, and we'll try and see who's just come on for them in a second or so. Is Thuram and Coman who's come on for the French double change, and Olivier Giroud, record goal scoring now for France, and he's got with that goal this afternoon, 52 goals for France he's got, and as we just see the goal again from Kylian Mbappe, fantastic effort, and that is just absolutely magnificent.
Oh yeah, he was just picked his spot, didn't he? Just picked his spot. That whole breakout from the front three, they were just from one end of the pitch to the other in no time. This is a very, very, very good team.
It is, Paul. You're absolutely spot on, my friend. It'd be interesting to see how this game does finish. Will it finish 2-0? We want to get your thoughts in. Do you think this game will finish 2-0 this evening? And when you said Luke's wearing the Nottingham Forest cap, I'm wondering what team he supports, because I've always thought that Luke supports Derby County. Sorry,
Oh, you're
sorry
gonna
about that,
upset
Luke.
him now. You're gonna upset him now.
Hi, Kevin. Hopefully you do okay, my friend. And yes, JB's all good now, mate. He just had a bit of personal family issues to deal with yesterday, but everything's all good now with JB, so you'll be able to hear JB tonight alongside Luke on the commentary this evening, Kevin. So thanks for checking in on JB. As I just see Luke just say, excuse me, was in big capitals with a few exclamation marks there. I think I'm in Luke's bad books. I'll have to talk him round later. I suppose it was a penalty area for Robert Lewandowski. No, for Milik, should I say, and he can't take it under his spell there. France 2, Poland 0 is the scoreline.
Wow, I mean, you gotta look at this at this French team. They've really, I think they have fundamental weaknesses at the back though. I think they can be exposed, but going forward, yeah, they look a real threat going forward regularly. Every time they come forward, they look like they're going to score.
Yes, here is France in possession with Kylian Mbappe, the scorer of the second goal. Can he create something here to get Poland out of reach, which he may look a tall order now with around about 11 minutes to go, Paul James, but what do you think Poland need to do to get back into this game?
I don't see a way back into the game for them, Ross. I just don't see it. They are being thoroughly outclassed in this second half. The first half, they were able to get themselves into it a little bit when they were able to press the French defence. They looked like they might be able to do something, but I mean, in the second half, France have just been storming forward, and they are just really Poland right now.
That they are, Paul James, are they all, my friend, as we see this game unfold? What wonder what we can get here. Can France extend their lead even further? As here comes Antoine Griezmann. Good play from Antoine Griezmann. How wide it goes. And now here comes France in possession once more. Adrien Rabiot with the ball into Kylian Mbappe. How wide it goes to Thuram. Thuram attacking the penalty on this left-hand side into us. The penalty area works his way, but he goes down under the challenge line, wins a free kick there for a foul, and that is a definite free kick. Foul by Zielinski on Thuram, and France with 10 minutes to go, Paul, have 2-0 up and are cruising on the way to the quarterfinals where they'll face either England or Senegal. We'll find out who they face later with with JB and Luke Turton.
Yeah, it was without doubt a foul that, but I mean they're not stopping at the moment really. At France, they're looking for more goals. They've still got Griezmann and Mbappe on the field. Coman has got
Isn't that this
5
France
goals.
just over as France almost added a third there? Theo Hernandez inside the penalty area, almost making it 3-0 as Mbappe's ball in running to the box found Theo Hernandez, whose shot was just over there, and France almost added a third there. Go back to your point, Paul.
Yeah, Coman's had 5 goals. He's a very dangerous forward. I've seen him at Bayern Munich. But yeah, they don't look like they're stopping. They're not looking like they're sort of managing the game to waste time, so to speak.
Yes, and I'll ask Paul your question in a moment, Kevin. But here is Antoine Griezmann, who will clear the ball. I am a Leeds fan, as you quite rightly remembered there. Kevin, good remember for you, my friend.
I am a Burnley fan.
So there you know, there's Paul's answer for you. Kevin, he is a Burnley fan, like JB. So as Griezmann wins a free kick. And Luke Turton, behave yourself, my friend. Behave yourself. As he just says, Kevin, for the remark was just made about my team, he supports Huddersfield. Behave yourself there, Mr. Luke. I can easily take you off the commentary tonight, you know, my friend.
Yeah, Ross wields the power.
As here comes Poland. Can they get something in this game? But the ball is out of play for a throw to Poland after France just made it clear there. And Mike's just said, easy for France this. They'll be too strong for England if we do beat Senegal later. That's what my things will get the thoughts of Paul James just after the end of our coverage, just before we leave this evening. As here is Matty Cash for Poland, spreading the play out wide, but can't find a teammate, and France have the ball back, and it's a throw-in to France. 83 minutes gone here with France 2, Poland 0. As we watch this game unfold, can France get back into this game? What can they do with the ball? It's into Varane now, and now France will just keep toying with Poland, but France have given Poland a bit of possession to try and get back on the front foot. Can France get into this game. France 2, Poland 0 is the scoreline here on the commentary hub. As Madikash ball into Zelwinski, can't keep the ball in play. And now is Teo Hernandez to take the throw in. The ball goes back into the path of Upamecano. And now here is Hugo Lloris across into the path there of Jules Koundé. Down the line it goes as here comes France again. Lovely bit of work by Kingsley Coman over on that far side. Griezmann just on the halfway line back into the zone half, and now he gets the ball back. Return pass there. Brilliant lift for between him and Jules Koundé. Now here's Theo Hernandez into the midfield, and Fofana gets it back to Meccano into Griezmann into Rabiot, and Rabiot will play the ball wide to this near side. Here is the path of Rabiot. Griezmann. Down the line it goes into Coman. Kingsley Coman delivers a wonderful ball, then looking towards the back post. No can go on end of there. Kylian Mbappe trying to do that, and he gives a free kick away. Foul on the number 21, Zelwinski there from Kylian Mbappe, who claims he was just a shoulder charge. As we get ready to go across to ask Paul James in a moment of his player of the match. Which we will do in a second, Paul. Just hold hang fire, my friend, hang fire for now. We'll get back to that in a second. And we see this game unfold. And Mike just coming in and said to Luke, does that make you a Leicester fan? Leicester fan then? And then Mike says, didn't think England were great against the USA, so if they have the number on us, then France should beat us pretty comfortably as Kiwa and Frankowski are substituted. We'll get you the notes come on in a second, which we'll be able to tell you now. And the players in place of them is Jan Benrek and Kamil Grzycki. So those two have just come on. Mike says, be interested to see what happens tonight because so far we've had a good performance and a good performance. So that means tonight will be a poor one. And Mike has a feeling that tonight's game that JB does and Luke's doing is going to go all the way to penalties. He reckons this evening. My reckons 1-1 and penalties for England game against Senegal. We'll wait and find out as we come up towards, as we just see this free kick out, and then we'll get the thoughts of Paul for his player of the match, which he's already told me who is giving it to, but we'll get his thoughts on that player of the match in a second as Zielinski will take this free kick for Poland in towards the penalty area, headed away there by Rabiot, and that's out of play for a throw there. Can France get back in possession of the ball as Poland try and make it a nervy end for the French as this ball comes all the way towards the far person. Now France can break. We'll get the Paul James' man of the match in a second as Thuram just wins himself a free kick. Foul by Madikash, and Madikash, the Arsenal of the player, gets the yellow card and goes into the referee's notebook. So we'll probably just before you give it your player of the match, what did you make to that challenge there from Aston Villa's Matty Cash?
Late, worthy of a yellow card. And of course, it now means that if some miracle was to occur and Poland were to qualify, Matty Cash would miss that. That was miles too late, and it was a clumsy, unnecessary challenge.
Yes, we'll watch this free kick, Paul, and then we'll get your player of the match. We've not forgotten about that, my friend. We're just since the time it's come, it's been non-stop action. As now here comes France. Can they get a third goal to pull this game beyond all doubt. So while it's still 2-0, anything can happen. But we'll probably have quite a lot of injury time in this second half, Paul, as we've seen in the World Cup so far. Well, first,
Well,
just
I
knocking the
expect.
ball around well. Paul, can we ask you for your player of the matches for this game this afternoon, please?
Yes, Dembele. Usman Dembele. He's been a constant threat down the right hand side. He's created havoc in that Poland defence, and although he hasn't scored today, he didn't get the goal that Giroud got or that Mbappe got. He's been a threat all afternoon, so he is my player of the match, sponsored by the fabulous commentary services.
Thank you very much there, Paul James, for his player of the match. Do you agree that Usman Dembele should be the player of the match, or would you have given it to someone like Kylian Mbappe or Antoine Griezmann or someone different, or even Olivier Giroud for breaking the record of Thierry Henry? 52 goals now for Olivier Giroud for France. He's their all-time leading goal scorer, better than beating Thierry Henry's record of 51. Here's Thuram on this near side. What can he do here now? Lilian Marcus Thuram, can he get the ball in towards the penalty area? Thuram? No, he can't. He's into Kylian Mbappe. Oh, 3-0. And that's sensational. That is
Oh,
sensational goal from Kylian Mbappe. And France have sealed it as we just entered the 90th minute. Kylian Mbappe makes it France 3, Poland 0, Paul James.
wow. Wow, this guy is in sensational form. I probably should have given the player of the match to him now, but it was sensational finish that was. That's the potential for goal of the tournament. The finish was exquisite, and France are wow. That was absolutely sensational. Just curled into the top corner. Chesney got a hand to it, I think, but just didn't quite get there. And yeah, take a bow, Kylian Mbappe.
Fantastic goal from Kylian Mbappe, who makes it 3-0 to France, and that is a superb finish. And we've just bit of in some news here. Mike says he expects around about 7 minutes of stoppage time with the way this game is going, and he says he's seen more of an effort from Australia yesterday than what Poland have put up today. And my reckons also should go in for Giroud again in January. Now Gabriel Jesus is injured, and then both Luke and Mike have just said, "What a goal! That's class." Mbappe unreal. What a player! And I'm going to ask you a question now, Paul James.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are saying the goat of the modern day football is it between Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. Would you say Mbappe is up in that bracket as well, and Mbappe could be classed as one of the goats of the world football in the minute, as we get 5 minutes of stoppage time, and we've played 2 minutes of those now.
Yeah, absolutely. The constant debate about who is the better player, Messi or Ronaldo, they're different types of players, and Kylian Mbappe is a different type of player. In my mind, is absolutely one of the goats of football. Just look at that play; it was absolutely sensational. This man is, and he's still only 23 for goodness sake. Like he's had 62 caps and now 33 goals for France.
Yes, absolutely phenomenal is Kylian Mbappe, and he should be up there with the ghost of the world game at the moment. One of the best that's out there. Pele, we both knew yesterday was palliative care, which it doesn't seem to be the case. He's not in palliative care, just straight according to the doctors treating him. He's responding well to his treatment for bowel cancer, and he's in a stable condition. And he put a statement out on his Instagram feed last night, which I'll read to you at the end of this and see if there's any further update today from Pele before we leave you this evening. He's going to France 3, Poland 0. And a question to Mike and to Luke, if you're in the chat, is Mbappe up there for you? Is the Mike has already said he's in there 100%. And Lucas said the new Joe is for him, in his opinion, is Haaland versus Mbappe. And Mike says Yeah, on Mbappe and quality. And just watch this ball in towards the penalty area. Here's the ball comes in and a shot saved by Hugo Lloris. Fantastic save by Hugo Lloris down to the far side. Fantastic everything. Kevin says, nice Mbappe, thanks for that. Burnley was my second team until they got rid of Wood and Dyche. No thanks against for Leeds either. Always a good games against his side, Crystal Palace. Mike says he feels sorry for when Man City sign Mbappe and have him and Holland up front. They'll smash everyone 10-0 every week, Mike reckons. And you've got to say, Paul James, Holland and Mbappe should be the two out and out there for the new ghost in when Messi and Ronaldo retires. For me, would you agree with that as well?
Yeah, totally, absolutely. And I think Luke got it spot on as well when he says the new duel is Haaland and Mbappe. For me, most definitely, and I hope to God, for the sake of the Premier League, that they do not end up on the same team in the Premier League, especially if it's Manchester City.
Yes, because otherwise, you might as well just give Manchester City the titles every single year if that happens. Because they're just
Yeah.
going to war the league if that happens. But we concentrate on this game as we almost come towards the end of it. Is France 3 Poland 0 as the ball is in towards the penalty area. Robert Lewandowski goes up the play, ball back in towards the penalty area, behind for a corner. I'm not sure if we'll have time for the corner, will we?
We might not at this point, but I think
I don't
it's a
think we have.
question.
I'm not sure if we ever
Put
know.
Portland down in misery.
No, I think they're going to take. Don't take the corner kick yet. I think they're checking for a potential penalty here for an handball against Upamecano. So I think VAR are just having a VAR review here
Can't possibly give that as a penalty. That would
for
be
a possible
absurd.
penalty. And the referee is going across to check the monitor here. Potential penalty for Poland for handball by Upamecano.
I don't think you can give that as a penalty, can you? I suppose anything's possible with VAR, but that would be absurd, surely.
His arms away. He's looking at his arms away from his body, and he's hit it. But so I can see why
I
he's
don't.
giving it. I can see why he could be
Well,
giving it. His arms away from his body there. But his back. He's got the back to it, but his left arm is away from his body. His right arm's away from his body there, Paul, as he's turned. We're going to get the review
well
of the
that.
referee now. And penalty to Poland.
Well,
Penalty to Poland, which won't make a difference in this one. And Paul, Lucia said to you, Paul, just remember the other night in the game.
yeah. Yeah, well, I'm not sure which one. I've been covering them most days, so I'm not quite sure. I think he may be I'm not sure which one he's referring to there. But yes, he did have his arm out, but I think it's a harsh call, is that? But anyway, it is what it is. Here's Lewandowski.
Lewandowski to take the penalty again up against Hugo Lloris. Can Robert Lewandowski score here to give Poland a consolation in this game? Some Polish fans behind that. I was behind that goal. Can he score here? Robert Lewandowski steps up. Saved by Hugo Lloris.
Shocking penalty.
But I'm hearing the penalty is going to be taken again. The penalty has got to be retaken here. Because Hugo Lloris, before he's taking the penalty, is well off his goal line and there's encroachment as well by the French players. Watch this as he stops, he's off the line there, Lloris. The referee spotted that. You don't even tell him that, and that's going to be a definite retake from the penalty spot. It was a poor penalty initially as well.
Yeah.
I'll go back to the comments in a second. VAR check penalty.
Yeah,
And it's been retaken. And what we'll do, we'll go back. Luke's putting which game he was on about, Paul. So I'll tell you here in a second. Offence by the goalkeeper is the reason for this retake. Robert Lewandowski has a second chance to make it 3-1 to France. Robert Lewandowski steps up. Second time lucky against Hugo Lloris. and scores! Sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. And there's little time left to go. And it's France 3, Poland 1. It looks like Poland are going out anyway. But Robert Lewandowski scores from the penalty spot, Paul James.
Well, yeah, I still question whether that was a penalty, Ross. I have my doubts on that, but it was yes. Looking at the replay, it did have to be retaken. He was well off his line, and he was again there as well. By the way, looking at the angle from behind the goal, but it doesn't matter this time. Lewandowski scored, yeah, and going back to Luke's comment, I have seen the comment. Yes, the German game, there was two controversial VAR decisions there as well. And the both of them, at least the one in our game, was absolutely obnoxious. How that was given out, I still don't understand to this day.
Yes, as there goes the full-time whistle, and France have beaten Poland by 3-1. Goal in the 99th minute from Robert Lewandowski from the penalty spot. Has pulled one back for Poland in the end. France were now 3-1 winners, though. And there was no doubt that France were going to go through. 99th minute penalty from Robert Lewandowski is the end of that one. As Lewandowski just gets the consolation goal for Poland in this game. France are through to the quarterfinals where they'll face England or Senegal in the next round, and a fantastic performance from France in the end. Marcus said didn't look like a penalty at all for him, and for Poland won't mind given a as they're on the score sheet. They'll bow out to the last round of 16 stage, and it's been a fantastic performance from France there, Paul James. Your overall thoughts on the game?
Well, France deserved it. They were better throughout. There were periods of time in the first half where Poland looked like they might press France, but they just couldn't handle Griezmann, Dembele, and Mbappe. They just couldn't handle them. They didn't know how to handle them. They were not able to prevent these constant attacks coming forward. Every time they came forward, they looked like they was going to score. It's been a sobering night for Poland, that's for sure.
Absolutely, Paul. Absolutely, my friend. And we're just doing some news regarding England. And I can tell you that England manager Gareth Southgate is set to recall Arsenal's Bukayo Saka for England's last 16 match against Senegal tonight. That will see Marcus Rashford return to the bench despite his 2 goals against Wales in England's final group game on Tuesday. So Bukayo Saka, Mike, of Arsenal, set to return to the starting lineup in place of Marcus Rashford, who drops back to the bench after despite his 2 goals against Wales in England's final game on Tuesday. Right then, so we've got a brilliant game coming up later. And Lucas said, "You always get a penalty." There as his arm was away from his body, and it is. And Mike says, whenever he goes to the monitor, he's pretty much always given. To be fair, which is actually spot on. Just before we do wrap up, Paul, England tonight against Senegal. What do you reckon their chances will be to get through to the next round where they'll face France?
Well, I expect England to win. Not entirely surprised to hear that Saka is brought back in the lineup. He's an incredible talent. I'm sure. Fans of Rashford will see him at some point in the game. I'm sure he'll be introduced. Of course, it means it will be his 50th appearance for England. I'm not surprised to see Bukayo Saka come back into the lineup. He's an incredible talent. Very excited to watch. But I expect England to have too much quality for Senegal.
Yes, Paul, if I were to ask you for a prediction for England Senegal tonight, what's your prediction, my friend?
All right. Well, I'm going to go with 2-0 to England.
2-0 to England from Paul there. As we get ready for the match between, as we're going to start getting to build up to the England game later. You can join Luke Turton, Paul can join Nicholas Jones, JB, John Stuttard, and Paul, and not Paul, and Luke Turton from 6:40 this evening on the commentary with build up and coverage of England against Senegal. Can the Three Lions get in to the quarter-finals where they face Les Blues as the Blues march on and the Poles go home? From myself and Paul, big thank you to everyone that's listened for in this afternoon's game. Is France will go through to this quarter-final clash between against England or Senegal. Who will find out who will face the French when we hear from JB, Luke Turton, and Nicholas Jones a little bit later on. But for myself and from Paul, a very good afternoon, good evening to you all. Take care. Goodbye for now.